Hello and good evening, viewers. Welcome to Science TV Prime News. You are with me, ELVIS ODHIAMBO, with my sign language interpreter doing the voicing, Tobias Omondi. On to the news. On our first item, President William Ruto has reaffirmed his commitment to proceeding with the administration's affordable housing initiatives despite the Court of Appeal recent decision not to suspend a High Court order declaring the housing levy unconstitutional. Addressing the public in Kutine, that's in Meru County, on Friday, Ruto underscored that despite the court ruling, he enjoys substantial public backing to proceed with the housing programs aimed at generating employment opportunities for Kenyan youth. He likened the overwhelming public support to receiving a directive from God. The Court of Appeal, in its Friday ruling, maintained that the housing levy lacked a legal framework when introduced.
Mimi nataka niwaambie wale wameenda kotini ati kuzuia hii mpango ya housing. I want to tell them there is no greater public interest than the employment of millions of citizens who for a long time have never had an opportunity to work in their country because there has been no plan on how to employ young people in Kenya. For the first time, the government of Kenya, through a popular vote in our manifesto, have a plan on how to create jobs in Kenya through the housing program. I want to say, for the avoidance of doubt, we are already making the law that the court authorized that we go and make the law. They should have given us a chance to complete the law, but we are going to complete the law and we are going to go forward with making sure that we create opportunities for jobs for the young people of our country, because that is what the people of Kenya want. That is the right thing to do, and that is where public interest is. Tumekubaliana jameni? Tunaelewana? Tuko pamoja ama tuko pamoja? Kuna watu wananiambia wameenda kotini ati tusimamishe ajira ya hawa vijana, na wao wako na ajira.
Still on issues judiciary, the High Court has once again deferred the delivery of judgment in the trial involving Joseph Irungu, alias Joey, and former TV news anchor Jackie Maribe, who are accused of murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani. Justice Grace Nzioka announced on Friday that she will deliver the verdict by March 15, 2023. During the court proceedings, the first accused, Joshua Irungu, alias Joey, was present, while the second accused, journalist Jackie Maribe, was reported to be unwell and on her way to the hospital. Justice Nzioka, in postponing the judgment, requested the state to provide medical evidence explaining the absence of the second accused, Maribe.
I have looked at my diary, and the court is not available the rest of the month of January and the whole of February. I'll still be on leave by 8th of March, but I offer to give my 8th of March to two matters for judgment. Professor Nandwa, please confirm you are in those matters.
I do confirm.
Yes. Are they light or heavy matters? Please share with us.
They are very heavy matters.
Yes.
Heavy matters.
So there are two heavy matters. Most likely I'll need 8 hours or so to deliver judgment in those two matters. So we can't fix this matter for 8th. All right? So what is the next date? 15th?
15th is available. It's available.
So my earliest date then would be 15th of March.
On to other news. A High Court ruling on Friday declared the intended deployment of Kenyan police officers to Haiti as illegal. Justice Chacha Mwita stated that the National Security Council lacks the authority to deploy police officers to another country. Despite the National Security Council having endorsed the deployment proposal, Parliament's approval was sought and it was granted by the National Assembly last October. However, Justice Mwita, referring to Article 248 of the Constitution, emphasized that Parliament's approval is necessary for any deployment of national security forces outside the country. The approval process faced a temporary halt following a High Court order issued amidst a petition filed by Third Way Alliance Kenya leader Ekuru Aukot and 2 other petitioners.
A declaration is hereby issued that sections 107, 108, and 109 of the National Police Service Act, which provide for deployment of police officers outside the country under reciprocal arrangement to reciprocating countries, are constitutional and valid. 2. A declaration is hereby issued that National 109 of the National Police Service mandate to deploy police officers outside Kenya under Article 240 sub-Article 8 of the Constitution or any other law. A declaration, that's number 3, is hereby issued that any decision by any state organ or state officer to deploy police officers to Haiti and any other action, any further action or steps taken by any state organ or state officer in furtherance of such a decision contravenes the Constitution and the law and is therefore unconstitutional, illegal, and invalid. An order is hereby issued prohibiting deployment of police officers to Haiti or any other country otherwise than in compliance with Part 14, that is sections 107 and 108 of the National Police Service Act. And finally, this being a public interest litigation, I make no order on costs. Thank you.
On to other news. Kakamega County Governor and Chairman of the Finance Committee Council of Governors, Fernandez Baraza, has revealed that the national government has not sent county allocation funds for 3 months now. Speaking in Ikolomani, Baraza said that the counties are facing a difficult financial situation while the government is withholding about 70 billion shillings that were supposed to be released in November, December, and January.
Counties are now owed over 70 billion Kenya shillings being disbursement for the month of November, December, and January. The PFM Act is very clear that you're supposed to release monies by 15th of every month. That is already provided for in the PFM Act, Section 17. Lakini tumeona for the last 3 months a delay in disbursement of funds to counties. We are expected kulipia watoto bursary. We are expected kulipia contractors the pending bills. There is no way we can pay for the pending bills ikiwa pesa hatupati kutoka kule national government, which has delayed for now 3 months.
On to other news. The government is pushing for alternative dispute resolution, that's ADR, to settle the ongoing case disputes related to the contentious Mwea settlement scheme land. Embu County Commissioner Jack Obuo stated that the efforts are underway to encourage litigants involved in the pending cases in the Land and Environment Court to engage in talks. The aim is to address the long-standing land issue in the scheme through an inclusion process involving residents, interest groups, and the political leadership. Speaking at a security baraza in Makima Market, Obuo reassured residents that there were no plans to evict them from their homes.
Kila mtu ambaye ako hapa ako na haki ya kuishi hapa kwa sababu hii mashamba wakati iligawa na gawa hatukuhusishwa, hakukuwa na public participation. Sisi tunataka public participation. Bwana Commissioner, kwa uongozi wako tuitwe hapa Makema, tukuje tukae chini tuseme shamba itapewa nani. Wale wako huko kwanza wapewa mashamba. Kutoka hapo tuangalie Makema, ile kijana ambaye ako na kitambulisho na ako na pipi apewa shamba.
Hii maneno ya concept, mnajua hiyo ndio shinda ya Mwea settlement scheme. We must sort it out because we must know where the problem is, we solve the problem. Lakini county commission tukiwa hapa na hii mikutano hapa tutakutana until you intervene at your level through that concept. That was involved the national government, that involved the county government, and it involved the judiciary. Those three arms of the government to be sit together and sort out the issue the concept. Because the concept inasema hii shamba ya Mwea ni ya 39 clans of Bere.
Imetupea tension kubwa sana kama vijana. Ni ukweli title deeds kuna watu washapata. Na title deed wenye wako nazo sio wakaaji wa Makema, sio Wakamba wa hapa, sio Wambere wa hapa. Wale wako na title deeds ni watu kutoka Ronyejes, ni people from Meru, ni people from Kitui, lakini mkaaji wa hapa Makema hana title deed. Tuko na viongozi ambao tumechagua. I can tell you this for county commissioner. Hii shamba imekuwa ikitumiwa kama political. Imekuwa ikitumiwa na wanasiasa.
Where is the logic? Ukuje bwana county commissioner uondoe hawa watu wote, uwaondoe mahali wanaishi, ulete wengine wapya. Hiyo logic inanishinda. And then somebody says tuende kotini sijui tuka. We will not go there now. We will use the officers that you have on the ground to come and listen and even advise the courts.
And that story brings us to our first commercial break. We'll be right back.
As a professional or a corporate entity, download the app from the Google Play Store or App Store and proceed to register as a corporate entity from the drop-down menu. Edit your profile and add your phone number onto the profile. You can then load money into your wallet using an M-Pesa push notification or via Visa debit card details. You are now ready for professional interpretation services. Download the app from the Google Play Store or App Store today.
Milango haifai kufunga fursa. Inapaswa kuwa njia ya watu kuendelea. Wacha tutumie maoni yetu kama funguo za kufungua usawa kwa watu wote. Wacha tukusanye umbali kwa kuunganisha zamani zetu na mustakabali bora. Wacha tufungue milango mikubwa kwa midogo. Kuunganisha maisha ya awali na bora yajayo. Wacha tufungue upeo mpya na mikataba bora zaidi. Na hii itafanya maendeleo kuwa ya kweli kwa kila mtu, kila mahali, kila wakati. Wacha tufungue milango kwa watu, kwa ubora.
KCB ni yetu. KCB ni yangu. KCB is mine.
KCB ni yetu. For people, for better.
Welcome back. Let's continue with the news briefing. The county government of Kirinyaga is close to completing the construction of 2 modern markets aimed at supporting horticulture farming expansion for local farmers. The market, Togonye and Kiani, will serve as central points for farmers to aggregate and to sell their fresh produce. Governor Anne Waiguru highlighted that these new markets will play a crucial role in eliminating middlemen and reducing post-harvest losses. With a capacity to accommodate around 2,000 traders, the market will particularly benefit local farmers specializing in tomatoes, rice, avocados, and other fresh produce. Equipped with modern amenities such as toilets, car parks, ample water supply, effective stormwater drainage, and sufficient lighting systems, these markets aim to extend transaction hours.
To enable our farmers to aggregate their produce for bulk marketing of their produce, we have constructed 16 fresh produce aggregation centers across the county. Additionally, this year, the construction of the additional 3 centers in Kiania, Togonye, and Keberegwe will have been completed to bring the total to 19 as we continue the expansion of markets to reach 25 markets in the next 2 years.
Today we are happy to come here at Togonye to see the progress of the construction of this market. We want to thank our Governor, Her Excellency Anne Waiguru, for this great effort to improve the market infrastructure in Kirinyaga. We are sure what is happening and what she's doing. This is a clear show of her commitment to improve the lives of the farming community. For example, here in Togonye, this is in Morindoko ward, is one of the wards with great potential for horticulture farming, particularly growing of tomato, growing of watermelon and other vegetables. So this market remains critical to our people on this area. It's great opening to the farming community, and we believe that with this facility being put here, is going to assist our people to improving on marketing of the products. These are meeting place for both farmers and traders. They'll come together here, make sure that the transactions are taking on well. The facility is quite modern. We are having a shed which have capacity of more than 100 people. So we expect, and also we have open air, which has also a capacity of about 150 people. Apart from it, we have other amenities. We have good toilets, which is quite modern. We have revenue offices, and above all, we have the lighting, which is going to assist in lighting up the town. So despite the activities within the market, we are also going to have a lot of improvement in terms of security around and all that.
Naona kuna mabadiliko imekuja hapa tauni ya Togonye kwa sababu kuko na mulika mwisi hapa. Security ni nzuri. Mbeleni tulikuwa tunatambika kwa sababu hata ya kusimama kwa choo ilikuwa sinda, lakini kunaonekana choo sasa ni mzuri. Kunaonekana kuko na benefit tutaanza kupata katika hii area hapa Togonye. Kuna watu watatoka pande zote za Mugamba Ziora, Mumboini kukuja hapa kuleta vitu sawa za kuuza na kuuza tupate benefit katika hii soko.
Nimefurahi sana.
Moving on to other news. A group of leaders in Siaya have accused the Orange Democratic Movement leadership of orchestrating orchestrating a plan to tarnish the reputation of senior government officials with the aim of having them removed from their prestigious positions. Game Member of Parliament Elisha Odhiambo and United Democratic Alliance Siaya County official Frederick Oyugi Dor led the charge, calling on ODM officials, particularly Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, to focus on issues of promoting harmony and national development rather than engaging in personal attacks. The leaders made these sentiments at Nyamninia Mixed Secondary School, where Odhiambo joined students and teachers for a luncheon celebrating the school's performance in the last KCSE results.
I heard the Senator Sifuna talking carelessly in Lamu. And I want to ask him, when he opens his mouth, let him be a bit careful. I want to request him, if he wants to talk about any leader in this country, let him focus on Nairobi County and Bungoma County, where he comes from. Let him not talk about Raymond Omolo, who is one of the senior most Luos in government. Let him not castigate one of us with a view to making sure he's unpopular so that the government can remove him from his job. That will not happen. Let him focus on Bungoma. Let him talk about those people from Bungoma who are working in government, instead of spending time talking about Dr. Raymond Omolo, who is the PS Interior. That nonsense must come to an end. And ODM as a party must be reasonable, must be calculative to talk about issues, not personalities. Because issues will help the country. Personalities will not help anybody.
Kwa majina naitwa Frederick Odhiambo Oyugidor, ambaye kwa ufupi naitwa Food. Na mimi kwa sasa nagombea kiti ya kuwa mwenyekiti wa chama wa UDA hapa Siaya. Nataka kumuuliza Bwana Sifuna, badala ya kuingilia wafanyikazi wa serikali wa UDA, wafanyikazi wa serikali wenye wanafanya kazi vizuri, kwanza ajiulize maswali yeye mwenyewe.
And finally, as part of the second phase of the Malindi Integrated Social and Health Development Program, that's MISHDP2, the government is building an 8-bed intensive care unit at the Malindi Sub-County Hospital to cater for Kilifi, Tana River and Lamu counties. MISHDP aims to enhance the social and economic development of Malindi and Magarini sub-counties in Kilifi, aligning with the bottom-up transformation agenda. Funded by a concessional loan from the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, that's AICS, Phase 2 is executed by the Coast Development Authority. Under this initiative, the 11.5 kilometer Mja Naheri Ngomeni Road will be paved and a bypass footbridge will be constructed at Burangi.
And in particular, I'm interested in this particular project because of the historical backgrounds, and of course during COVID, where we had quite a number of emergencies and critical cases that came up, and we didn't have an ICU in Kilifi County. So people were being referred all the way from Tana River, from Lamu, and from this particular county all the way to Mombasa Hospital. And because of that, and because of the mandate that the Coast Development Authority has of initiating projects that are going to cover quite a number of counties and that can cater a larger population, the initiative completed this program that has been funded by the government of Kenya through a concession loan from Italian, of course, government. And this is a project that is not only doing the ICU here, but as you've heard, I've gone to Gomeni School. That is a school that was started from scratch, from the first classroom to date, when they have quite a number of so many classrooms and blocks. But in Gomeni particularly, I was inspecting the multipurpose hall that is being built in that school, as well as the boys' dormitory that is coming up at around 60% in terms of completion, but also checking on inspecting the 4 classrooms that are going to come up in that school. And so beyond Gomeni and beyond Malindi level 4 hospital, we are also carrying out within the same what we are calling Malindi Integrated Social and Health Development Program. We are also carrying out the tarmacking of 11.5 kilometer that is starting at
Much viewers for watching. That's all we had planned for you today. You've been with me, ELVIS ODHIAMBO, with my sign language interpreter doing the voicing, Tobias Omondi. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. Good night.